I grew up in Alaska. It wasn't quite deadliest catch, but it was close. We're out there in the ocean. I was like 95 pounds. I caught fish almost as big as me. And so the lesson that I learned, Frank, so that's like a 5-week season. So we're literally sleeping on like a plywood floor on a hut on the beach. And whenever the fishing authority opened the waters to go fish, you're out there on the ocean catching fish to maximize your time. And so I got to the end of the season, and the way you get paid is you get a crewman's share. And I don't even remember, I don't remember how I didn't ask the questions, like how that works out. But what I did do was I knew like how many thousands of pounds of fish we were catching every day and what the price of that fish was and like what the gross revenue that, that operation had made in those 5 weeks. And then I was able to look at my, $2,000 or $3,000 check, which for a 14-year-old, for a month's worth of work, like, $2-3 grand, like that's pretty good. But I was also able to figure out like, all right, there's a big number. I got a little number. I know there's like costs, but somebody else is getting a big number. The owner's getting a big number. And so I want to be the owner. And it was very obvious, right? Some days we wouldn't catch very much fish. And it was like, man, that was a lot of work and expense. And, there were fixed costs, right? You had to put gas in the boat. You had to buy the boat. You had to have the fishing permits. You had to feed the crew. But I was a variable expense. I was only getting paid if we were catching fish. And so early on, that taught me the lesson of like, all right, if I'm going to build a business, I can have fixed expenses and variable expenses. Like, so today I have fixed expenses, our fixed nut every month is about this much. And that's technology and salaries and, all the different things that we're doing. But then I have a variable expenses too, which is the upside, right? And so my sales team has commissions, my recruiting team has commissions. So when we're successful, they get more. But I actually, Frank, as the CEO, I would prefer to pay more salaries. I would, because that's a fixed expense. And the more that we can get in revenue for our company, all of that's going to be profit. And so that was something early on from fishing that like learning like to balance as the owner is going to get a big reward if it works out.